Good morning and welcome. My name is Ubebo, and if you are just joining in, this is the newspaper analysis segment of the Morning Drive on Providence Television International. Like I said earlier, my name is Ubebo Ikikwa, and with me in the studio I have Dr. Emmanuel Ajaero. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Today is September 10. People would like to remember this day as the penultimate day before September 11, which is tomorrow. And we all remember what happened September 11. Back in the US, the great tragedy, but I hope this will bring about ultimate peace in the world. And back home, we are praying for peace, particularly at this time when things are so difficult for people. We are also praying that there should be a smooth template between government and labor, which I'm sure we've talked about during the paper review. Okay, so you're welcome to the program all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And so we'll move straight away. And just like Dr. Emmanuel Ajaero has pointed out, that will be the first topic that we'll be looking at. This fallout between Labour and the DAS and the DSS will be going down to the leadership newspaper, the front page. On the front page of the leadership newspaper, we'll have Labour stakeholders threatening showdown over Ajaero. This issue of Ajaero, the DSS, it has been lingering. At the time he will be arrested, or rather at the time when the issue started, yes, that he will be arrested, Labour threatened to go on strike. Now he's been arrested, although released just before midnight yesterday. What is your take on this whole thing with Ajaero, the NLC, SERAP and all that? Why is the police, the security, why are the security forces actually going out for these people?
Well, on mere suspicion, I should think. But I think they should do serious investigation before they get people quizzed. They should do very serious. I mean, this is quite embarrassing. Again, you think of the threat from the labor organizations that they were trying to create a gridlock, a power system and things like that. It didn't have to come to a head, really. This whole thing didn't have to come this far if they had done proper investigation. Right, and people are beginning to read all kinds of meanings to it, and they want to stifle the voice of reason, the voice of labor, the voice of dissent. Okay, and I don't think it's good for our democracy. We need to be more serious in the way we address issues, particularly when it pertains to very terrible offenses like treason. Because treason is punishable by death. Okay, so we must do thorough investigation, and the international community is also watching. Don't forget that it was Ajaero now. He was going for an international meeting, and he was arrested and picked back. Those people over there in the UK will not be too happy that one of their own was picked up just at the point of getting to the plane. Okay, so we must be very careful. I mean, the security agencies must do their homework very, very well to be sure that this does not become the national embarrassment. All right, if they are going to question him seriously on very grave issues, there are opportunities for that, but they must do their homework thoroughly to be sure that when they quiz somebody like Ajaero, it is iron cast. Yes, I think that's my opinion.
All right, we'll move down to the Punch newspapers, and on the front page of the Punch newspapers, fuel landing cost rises. That's on the front page of the Punch newspapers. Fuel landing cost rises. Marketers fear high Dangote petrol price. We're complaining about the present status where we find ourselves as regards fuel prices. And we're talking about landing cost rises, which means that the independent marketers will have every reason again to shoot up the prices of fuel.
You remember the NLC was saying it the other day that in our present scenario, we should not be surprised if the cost of fuel or the price of fuel rises to about 5,000. That's unthinkable. But we are going towards that. The whole thing is becoming more and more mysterious. It's more and more compounded. Because here is Dangote on the one hand. The crude he gets from NNPC, it's by Naira.
Yes.
Okay. Why must it now be that what is going to sell for the Nigerian public is higher than what the NNPC was proposing? That's the mystery, really. So something must be happening. It's either the stakeholders are part and parcel of Dangote refinery, or that we are just at a brick wall and there's nowhere else to go. Okay? So the president is the Minister of Petroleum. The buck stops at his table. And I'm sure that he should address this issue very, very, very seriously. Because, as I've often said, fuel is at the bottom of everything we are doing in this country. And whether you like it or not, the transporters will not rest. Commercial transporters will not rest. They will always jack up their fares. The market women are waiting. The markets have become a kind of incubus, waiting to devour everybody, except perhaps those who are in Abuja and elsewhere. So it's a serious matter, and I believe that the more we get the resolve to tackle it frontally, the better for everybody. Remember what I said yesterday. There's no shame for any government. If you have a policy that is not working, you can go back to the drawing board and tell the people, yes, we tried as much as possible, but it has not worked properly the way we want. So you address the issue to suit the temperament of the country. At the moment, everybody is feeling it. And in fact, it's become such a topical issue that even children know. For instance, children in the primary school, they will tell you, if you ask any child in the primary school, what's the biggest problem in the country, he will tell you it's fuel. It's as serious as that. So I think we must address the issue quite frontally so that we don't go too close to the precipice. All right? So that the precipice doesn't consume all of us. Right.
I'm talking about everybody knowing about the present situation as regards fuel. We'll move down to the daily trust. As regards the present fuel price hike, we have high transport fare. Students trek. Others boycott schools.
So you now get what I was talking about. That was it there. I mean, that newspaper. Can we get that clip again, please, Jane? Yes, that's it. High transport fares as students trek. It is quite nauseating, really. It's quite nauseating, and it's even illogical that for an oil-producing country to be experiencing this kind of thing. I mean, we have said over and over again that what we need in this country is to step up our refineries. Why they are resisting that, I don't know. It has become a recurrent issue, and even with successive governments. Is it that the oil sector is jinxed? Is it that, again, to use the word incubus, is it that an incubus that is enveloping everybody? Because I don't understand. Why are the refineries not working? Yes. We were told the other day, refinery in Port Harcourt will soon come up.
Exactly.
We'll wait and see what happens. We're going to wait because they have trumpeted it over and over again that it's going to work. In fact, I can count as many as 5 or 6 times within the last couple of years that the refinery in Port Harcourt will work. It has not worked. And they are paying people. In Kaduna, in Port Harcourt, in Warri, they are paying their staff up to billions, into billions annually. All right, it's like money going down the drain. So I should think that the president, again, I keep saying the president because he's the #1 citizen of this country, he should take the bull by the horn and address the issue frontally, really, really frontally. Because, I mean, we all depend on fuel. Okay, now look at it. The price of gas is not going down, okay? I'm not saying that people use petrol to cook, but what about transportation? Meaning that domestic issues are no longer bearable. I mean, electricity is up, gas is up, fuel is up, rent is up, the road infrastructure is poor. So the average Nigerian is always at the receiving end. Always. And what does that tell us? It tells us that we should pray really that this doesn't degenerate into a major crisis, because the people are angry. I keep saying it. I've said it repeatedly on this program. I mean, I buy fuel, and again, look at it now. Whether you are APC or PDP or PLP or whatever, we all buy from the same station. We all buy from the same markets. Okay? So it's not as if members of the APC, they are buying from a different source. Everybody is buying from the same source, and for that reason, Nigerians are really, really badly affected by this. Households, I have said it almost 4 or 5 times. I don't know how housewives are doing it, honestly. I really, really don't know how they are doing it. And kudos must go to them, wherever they are. kudos must go to our ladies. They are fantastic ladies, Nigerian women, who can bear the brunt of this whole issue. All right.
Well, talking about bearing the brunt of the whole issue, it's like, well, we're not talking fuel, we're talking security. Moving down to security, still on the Daily Trust front page. Bandits kill 7, abduct nurses, others in Kaduna. We're moving down to the level of insecurity again now. Bandits have kidnapped nurses. They have targeted them. They are targeting everybody. Now, is it that this issue, as regards banditry, cannot be nipped, as the case may be?
Who have they not abducted in this country? They have abducted lawyers. They have abducted doctors, in fact, only recently. That is still on the burner. Now it's nurses. I pray not that it happens. Very soon they will go. Why are they attacking the professionals? Why? There must be a reason why they are attacking the professionals. Engineers have been abducted. Accountants have been abducted. And these are resource persons in this country. Only recently, remember, doctors. In fact, they were trying to go on strike, the NMA, over that issue. Now it's the nurses. Nurses are very essential part of our healthcare delivery system. Now, if these abducted nurses are not released as quickly as possible, nurses again will go on strike. And that cripples the health system. And I just begin to wonder, what is happening to our security in this country? What is happening? Is it that we have reached our wits' end, or we need help and we don't think that we really do need help? Because I've said it here time and time again, that if we can't tackle this issue, let's extend our hand across our borders, so that people can come and help us. After all, the world is a global thing now. What is happening in Ethiopia, you'll be surprised, will also affect people in Namibia and in Algeria, okay? So it's a global thing. It's a global situation we are in. And we can call on the developed countries to come and help if we think that we are really handicapped. Again, there's no shame in that. That's part of leadership. So it is bad enough. It is bad enough. And it is happening more in the north. Yes, I'm not saying there are no infringements in the south, but this issue of banditry and all of that is happening more in the north. And don't forget too that our farmers have all run away because of banditry. They've all run away. The food basket, the middle belt, it does no longer exist. That's why there's a food crisis in the country at the moment.
Okay, well, though this is not the interview session, but in like 2 or 3 minutes, still on this issue of banditry, are you in support of a change of cabinet security chiefs presently?
It shouldn't even come from me. It's coming from all Nigerians. It's coming from all Nigerians. That you have to reach. I mean, the word is rejig the system and see how we can bring in fresh blood. But we've continued to bring in fresh blood. So I don't know what is happening. It's quite a mysterious thing, really. But the ultimate solution to it is to apply technology. Yes. How many drones do we have, for instance, in this country? Really up-to-date drones facilities. How many do we have? Technology means you hit them before they even hatch their plants. I mean, that's the whole essence of technology. And it's all the fire brigade attitude. It's after they have acted, like the case of Kaduna, it is after they have done whatever it is that we keep saying, and it's a repeated thing really, we keep saying, oh no, we must get them out and things like that. It has even become a cliche. So it's quite ridiculous. We must apply technology. It's not a war of attrition, by the way. All right, it's a real wartime situation, and we are pretending as if we are not at war. We are at war. Okay? Yes, and everything must be done to address the situation as a war situation. You cannot continue to have this kind of a problem. We cannot even afford it because a lot of money is being pumped into it. And where are the results?
Exactly. Well, let us move ahead to the first newspaper. On the front page of the first newspaper, we have police to Nigerians. Don't give officers bribe. If you do, don't complain to us.
It's quite laughable. I mean, the police is the one that can cleanse itself. Really, because I'm a member of a PCRC, for instance, Police Community Relations Committee, and we keep talking about all these things. The real thing is that the police high command must ensure that their officers, men and officers, are well remunerated. That is the beginning of the problem. The police force in this country is at the lowest rung. I mean, in terms of the security forces and in terms of payments of allowances and things like that. Yes, and you will see them everywhere at roadblocks. Look at the way the average policeman kits himself. Sometimes you see some of them on rubber slippers. Yes. How can you run after a criminal when you are wearing rubber slippers? Look at their vehicles, for instance. I mean, we've done a lot at the level of PCRC. Well, locally, that is. We've done a lot to assist the police, one way or the other. And what that means is that, yes, there must be some level of collaboration. But I also imagine that government must play its part to the extent that the police must be well paid. The officers and men must be well paid. That's why they go out to take bribe. Yes. Can't you see police officers abroad? You can't bribe them because they are well paid. They are even better paid than you are. So, and another thing is we must begin to think of bringing people who have sufficient education. For example, let the minimum qualification be, let it rise a little bit. Let it rise. And I think even some police officers who are my friends, they have continued to say this. They say it quietly. But it's not something that you should say in the open so you don't rock the boat, okay? But I think that the basic qualification must be at least an OND. Yes, or at least an OND. Then begin to have people who have the nuance to do things properly.
All right, and then on the final note on the newspaper analysis segment, we'll be looking at the Nation newspaper where we'll have on the front page, Attorney General of the Federation seeks end to pardon for corruption convicts. Are you of this view? Is this a good development?
Say that again.
It says that the General of the Federation seeks end to pardon for corruption convicts.
He is the Attorney General of the Federation, and I'm sure he's talking on behalf of the federal government. Okay. And we have seen cases of people who have been pardoned in this country. Let it start from this administration, because he is the chief legal officer of the federal government, the chief legal officer of this federation. And he has said it quite frankly. In fact, not just that, I think down the line, he also said that there must be thorough investigation for cases, which is allied to what I said concerning Ajaero. All right, so there must be room for thorough investigation, and this is a political thing, really. I mean, if there are people who are caught with billions upon billions upon billions, and at the end, what has happened to the case of the former governor of Kogi State?
Exactly.
So, and in the same country, and there are hundreds of such cases. So, well, the Attorney General has spoken well, but there should be a follow-up. For instance, I mean, it's not something that you mouth. Yes, there must be follow-up, because it has brought the country to odium, really. Sometimes ridicule, where you have people who have done away with billions,
yes,
for instance, and down the line for political reasons or some kind of exigencies, say, no, give them you even shake their hands.
You remember there was a type of pay bargain, steal millions and pay peanuts.
Yes. So I'm happy that the Attorney General has spoken about this, but what we experience in this country is that good policies but bad implementation. Yeah.
Well, with this we'll come to the end of the newspaper analysis, but don't go away as the interview section comes up next.